Dear friends,
大家好。
good afternoon.
Once it was cuddly. Then Canberra's relations with Beijing turned frosty. Now there's hope of a breakthrough. But for years, Chinese investors have been pulling their cash from these shores.
Chinese tech company Huawei says Australian consumers will be worse off without its involvement in the 5G network rollout.
And calls for an investigation into the origins of COVID-19 have pushed the trade tensions to the edge. Money flowing out of China has been restricted, and it's becoming harder for foreigners to invest in Australia.
The decline really has now gone to a level where there is literally none or very little investment coming from China.
Chinese investment peaked at $19 billion in 2008, at the height of the mining boom. Since 2017, it's plummeted to nearly $800 million in 2021. Just 11 deals done, including investments in iron ore and lithium mines.
US, Europe as well, UK, Germany, France, other countries are screening Chinese investment now for any potential conflicts that they could have with Chinese controls over certain assets. And Australia is part of that.
Historically, Chinese private and state-owned companies have been encouraged to invest overseas. The aim to secure natural resources and technology to grow the economy. Between 2007 and 2021, they poured more than $150 billion into Australia, purchasing energy companies, mines, wind farms and a dairy processor. They leased the ports in Darwin and Newcastle and collectively have become the largest foreign owner of agricultural land and the third biggest stakeholder in our water behind Canada and the US. Chinese firms have used Australia as a test market to learn how to trade with the Western world.
Australia is actually the first overseas country that they have ever made investment to. I don't see that a major trend of Chinese companies withdrawing their investment in Australia yet.
While there's been a significant shift in tone towards China from the new government, experts say it might take a while to see the return of Chinese investors.
Here in Australia, we talk a lot about diversifying away from China. It's also the case that in China, we see Chinese investors diversifying away from Australia as well.
Economists say China has become one of the world's largest foreign investors, with eyes now turning from Australia to Europe and South America. In 2021, investment in countries in Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative increased by 14% to $29 billion. The project connects more than 65 countries across various continents for trade, but there are concerns Beijing is using it to buy influence over foreign nations.
One way of solving payment issues and inabilities to repay the debt is that they are more willing to take equity in assets.
The lack of transparency about these Chinese loans and concerns over foreign nations being unable to afford them have sparked allegations of debt trap diplomacy.